Guys, so it's been exactly 3 months since I started revising Japanese. I was looking for this date because I knew that I can take a video on the 21st, and I'm gonna wrap up my last month since my video on the 2 months mark, and I will let you know what I've completed so far. So the first one that I completed in the middle of last week was Dokkai for N3. This is actually a book that has been recommended for language learners on different blogs and videos. They say that if you are taking Shinkansen Master, you should do the grammar part and the Dokkai part. And I have to say that it was really good one to do. I really like that with this book you managed to study a lot about Japanese culture and society as well. All the texts are very life close to the real life, so it's not something artificial you study about. And also, when I was taking the last video, I think I had done the three chapters out of four, and the fourth chapter was actually the biggest one, or the most full of different texts, because the first three ones are preparing you for reading at entry level, and the last part is where you get texts on texts and texts. And I really like that it gives you different answer options that are very they look like right answers, but they are not, because in some places they say that this is not written in the text. So basically, it is checking how well have you understood the text and seen what is in the text, not what you assume is something that the text wants to convey to you. So this is for sure something that I would suggest to go through to have you. I didn't study the vocabulary. It has, like with every text, it has a small portion where they explain different vocabulary. But I understood that when I was reading those texts, that the more certain words came up, I was just learning them with reading. And I think at one point, instead of doing the goi, this one will be a good one just to read and read and read, and that's how you learn grammar, vocabulary, and so on. And I also finished Nihongo Power Doriru for N3. I said already some comments about it in my previous video, but in this time I would like to say that for sure, this is not something I would recommend if you have just completed N3 study. Although it says that it's gonna give you prepare you for N3 level test, and that sometimes there were like all the ones that I got incorrect were actually N2 grammar patterns. So I would say this book is very good for someone who has completed N2 and just wants to have this milder transition from N3 to N2, wants to do the drill. Also, I have now started with N3 for Nihongo 500 and here you have translation of the sentences, you have the explanation of the grammar, vocabulary, and everything. And I think in that sense, this book is so much better. Not only because this has N2 grammar, but it does not have any translation of the sentences, and mostly it's fine. But at some points, it's like, oh, why? What does the sentence really mean? Or you kind of get confused, and that's where you have to get to ChatGPT or just Google certain stuff, or certain grammar points they are not explained. And this is another thing that I really like about this book, is that it gives you all the vocabulary, all the grammar points that are like multiple choice. They are something that you need to know by heart. So there's nothing extra, and those things that even are at maybe the weekly practices are incorrect answers. They might come in the weekly test as a correct answer in different setting. So it really makes you to work on each and every chapter, on each and every point that it is kind of revising for you. However, this one does lack it. I'm not saying that it's a bad book, but I think it's just makes you to need, the dictionary for the grammatical patterns. You need to use ChatGPT, and it all means time. So it is more time consuming than other ones that have answer options. But if you just want to do a lot of drill like I do, and then I would say after doing N2, just take up this one so you can revise N3 and N2. So I think I've covered almost this book. I've done the N4. I've recorded a video about that as well, and I have to say this is one of my favorites. I really like that everything that you learn is essential here. It really shows you your weak points and you can concentrate on them. And I really like that it's really following the level that it's saying that it is N3. And last but not least is Goi. So I just started with this, and I saw another book that is using small stories. So I think I might be more into this kind of study. But this book has a very good layout. So it is quite the same as the what did I do in the past? What was it? Not the kanjis. So it has like a small question up here, then the answer is in the bottom, and you have pictures, and also then you kind of have to learn the sentences. So I really like that they are teaching with the sentence, because you need to use it in a context. And I will go through this book because I have it, and I actually like that it does not have too many words per chapter. But I think I will definitely need another textbook that I will tell you about more when I've ordered it, where they have small stories where the new vocabulary is presented. So I think that might help me to kind of see in a more daily situation where the vocabulary is used. But I think vocabulary is something that needs to be drilled a lot, because I want to read in Japanese, and without having a very, very broad vocabulary, it's gonna be hard. So a few more things that I have to say is that I'm continuing with a UU podcast, Seika podcast. I'm just browsing the old entries, because I think for the past almost 2 months she has not posted anything new. She has a YouTube channel. I'm not checked it. I think some new stuff is happening there. So at one point I'm gonna go there. Time management is very important. I've noticed myself that it takes time for certain grammatical parts to go over. So I've managed to do each and single day at least something. And why I'm talking about time management is because of this textbook that I've almost completed, but I do now only 5 new patterns a week, sorry, and then let's see how it's gonna work out. But I'm definitely gonna sort out it in the end. So in the end, I'm gonna shadow each day 10 of those patterns. Then I'm gonna choose and mark them with those stickers. The chapters I think are the most important ones, or I feel that I need to revise them the most, and we'll start doing it as well. Slowing the pace is also one thing that I really want to do, in terms of at some points I feel that I can listen to podcasts, I can watch Japanese movies, I understand most of the stuff, but and then I get the feeling that, oh, maybe I should proceed to N2 level, but I know that I have to work on certain grammatical patterns, I need to work on the vocabulary, so I'm gonna take it slow and remind myself that I want to achieve the quality rather than quickly go on to N2 level. So basically that sums up my 3 months of study. I think I've achieved quite good milestones for myself. I feel that the language is coming back quite quickly. And we'll see how where it's gonna be by December. So see you in a month's time. Ja ne, bye bye.